Welcome back, everyone, to the Frogs of Calamitous Intent, our Disney Plus live reaction of Amphibia and eggs. Yes, happy Easter, pleasant Passover, and a solemn and dignified Ramadan to you all out there. As I say this about a month later. But anywho, war in Amphibia. So it's been an interesting couple episodes as we are back in Amphibia with the Resistance, fighting against King Andrias and his robot army, and dealing with mercenaries, and all other sorts of weird stuff that has come about in Amphibia since Anne and the Plantars left. We finally found out about the prophecy last episode, so now we kind of know, not the full details of that. It's a prophecy, it's left to interpretation, but people have been theorizing about it for a long time, so now we kind of have a good idea of what it is the girls are up against and what they're meant to do. But now, today's episode, just like with Owl House, today we have backstory. One of the big questions since Anne and the Plantars left for the human world was, how did the Calamity Box end up in the human world? What does that pink female frog have to do with it all? And what created the core, as well as started this whole big thing in Amphibia that eventually got the girls transported there in the first place? So many questions, and I feel like we're going to get a lot of answers in this one, especially going by the titles of these, and they are...
The Root of Evil, and the Core and the King.
That's not ominous or anything. I'm guessing this is a two-part thing. I'm just wondering how you're going to be told exactly, if someone's going to tell them the story, or if this is going to be strictly in flashback. All I know is that we're in for some intense shit, people. So let's get started and see what the root of all the trouble in Amphibia has been caused by. And play. Uh-oh. No opening. You know this shit's going to be serious.
Already?
Terminator much?
Okay, guys, listen up. We are here today to recruit volunteers to join the Resistance. Join us today and give Amphibia a fighting chance.
Are there any perks?
Besides saving your world?
Allow me to tell you all about them.
Oh, Frog.
This
Inside.
plant was grown underground in our very own hydroponics-based resistance garden. Join us, and you too can take part in a horticultural revolution.
Hey, remember when Hop Pop ran for mayor?
Wait a second, everyone. If you join today, you can eventually look like this.
He's gorgeous! Look at that sexy muscles.
Resistance forces detected. Tracking device activated.
Well, shit.
Almost half the caravan signed up.
Sometimes I feel like I'm the only person who actually appreciates cultivating nature. I mean, farming is cool. Totally.
Of course. Super cool.
I just wish I could be surrounded by people who love what I
I mean,
love.
it's essential,
for a change.
but...
Did we take the wrong turn somewhere? I have no idea where we even are.
Uh-oh. Mysterious frog, I don't like this.
What happened? Am I dead? Where are the kids? What
The fuck? Well, this is disconcerting.
Wake up!
Why are we all wearing dresses?
Oh no, they're in a cult. We're gonna see some Wicker Man shit.
What ho, friends? So you're awake. Name's Horace. Welcome to the hidden village of Gardenton.
Is this their version of Amish country?
We don't like drawing attention to our little slice of paradise. A place where every frog is a highly skilled horticulturist. Our plants are treated with the love and
Pop will
respect
be at
they
home.
deserve.
This place is full of frogs just like me!
Oh, do I sense a fellow plantophile?
Guess who has 2 green thumbs and loves the smell of fertilizer?
Pop Kelso, how you doing?
Clever, clever. You do have
He likes the
power.
smell of shit.
Village of horticulturalists? Now we're talking.
Does the Resistance really need plant people? Yeah, the last village made catapults.
I don't exactly think horticulture.
I'm doing it. Horace, my friend, we got a proposal, and as head of this town, I think you're going to want to hear it. Can you take us to your leader?
But of course. Follow me to the greenhouse.
Take us to your
Say,
leader.
Horace, have you seen our snail or wagon?
They've been stored safely. Now, come along.
I don't like the sound of that.
The land before you used to be barren and lifeless, but then he appeared, and with his guidance, we were able to become one with nature.
Whoopsie daisy.
Goddamn hippies!
if I say this feels like an overreaction?
These plants are as much members of our community as we are.
My apologies, Horace. Some of us don't respect nature.
Should you be upset he's stepping on the grass? Oh boy.
We have arrived.
You must be the mayor. Put her there.
Is he dead?
Not a toucher, eh? That's okay, not everyone is. We'd be mighty obliged if you and your green-fingered friends joined our little resistance. We've got hydroponics like you wouldn't believe. We also have casual Fridays and bagel Tuesdays.
He's gonna be dead, isn't he?
Kids, am I forgetting anything?
Is this guy asleep or something?
Yep. Oh, this fucker.
Well, if it isn't
I knew it.
Jeremy the Beetle?
No. Here, you idiot. It's me, Apothecary Gary. Apothecary Gary.
I thought you got eaten.
I told you, he survived.
You're extinct. I saw to it myself.
I nearly was, but thanks to Jeremy
See?
here, I was able to survive and make my way out of Wartwood. It's a harsh world out there for a little spore and his beetle hoax. And I was taken in by these folks, and together we formed a true symbiotic relationship. You see, these folks wanted my spores because it made them better gardeners. It wasn't mind control, and in this power we turned Gardenton into a paradise. I've never had willing subjects before, and let me tell you, it makes a big difference. With Gary's spores, we can feel the very needs of the plants we cultivate. We're one with nature. It's perfect harmony.
Friggin' hippies.
Perfect harmony.
Well, this has all been very educational. Kids out!
After that,
We need to find Bessie.
Hang on, you
Oh no, it's from that movie.
You have to admit this is all pretty cool. See how versatile plants can be?
Not the time, Hop Hop.
well, planters, are you ready to be fertilizer? Hold on, can anyone hear that? Kind of obnoxious beeping sound.
Oh.
Extermination team deployed.
Oh, hey, when did that get there?
Huh.
Extermination team? What the heck is that?
I mean,
Wow, for once, Andrias' forces actually came in handy. Fire, fire. Burns us.
I know a golden opportunity when I see one. Come on, guys. Well, that worked out.
I mean, it's a shame with the plants, but still. That cult needed
You
to
want to go back and
die.
help them, don't you?
Yes, please.
Don't hurt me, I'm just a cute little beetle. Planters, you're back?
also, aren't Andrias' forces using Gary's spores for mind control?
That's what I thought.
Yeah.
Maybe he's just not the only one that he thinks he is.
Dang, Gary, that was some incredible coordination.
Thanks. It comes with the whole hive mind situation. You and your kids fight well too.
What can I say? We've had a lot of practice.
Okay, well, I think, we're still going to try and kill you guys. Yeah, let's just go with that.
Gary, wait. I know we've had some bad history. You tried to enslave my hometown, and I violently murdered you that one time. But your excuses about
Pop
this
has a
farming
body
are
count.
undeniable. My whole life I've been looking for folks who care about farming as much as I do. And well, here you are. Won't you join our resistance and help us take down King Andrias?
Gary, if we don't do something, the village will always be under threat.
That's right. They know the location of your village now.
That's a good point. Well, Habadiah, you can count on us. Let us know when and where to be, and we will be.
That was unexpected.
This is happening.
Enemy of my enemy is my friend.
Okay, Andrias has been using these mind control collars, and we think they're utilizing spores similar to yours.
Huh? Then that means there must be at least one more of me out there. Oh, that's amazing!
Huh.
Who knows? Maybe it's a lady mushroom.
That's not a thing.
Yes.
Plants produce asexually.
Yep.
Knows that.
So, anyone else loving the feel of these dresses?
Oh, yeah.
I can really breathe in these.
Just hanging in. Okay, that didn't not going the direction I thought it would. I mean, he's a powerful ally to have, you have to admit.
Yeah, just, oh boy, when all's said and done.
He'll take his opportunity and spread himself even more. It's like he said, they're using his spores, but it's another mushroom-like creature. I'm wondering if the core might be a mushroom creature.
Could be.
Maybe we'll find out in the next episode. I'm trying to think of, I know they're referencing that one movie, was it that girl with the flower dress under here?
Oh, is that Midsummer?
I think so, yeah, that's what it seemed like. I guess we're gonna sacrifice Bessie. Here we go.
Greetings, Marcy. I mean, the core. I mean, Marcor? Okay, what do I call you?
Why don't you call us Darcy?
Canon.
Yeah, you know, like Dark Marcy. It's a reference to one of Marcy's
Dark Marcy. Dark Marcy.
Appeals to us.
So, is Marcy in there, or?
No. This is her body, but we got her locked in a little room up here. We're the ones in control. Although we've inherited some of her quirks.
Speaking of which, here are those cupcakes you asked for.
Red velvet with ube frosting. Marcy's fave. Now then, follow us. We have a very important mission for you.
Yep.
This thing needs some calibration. So we need to purge our
So we are
system of
Venom.
some excess data, redundant memories, that sort of thing. This requires a full system reboot, and you're the only one we trust to. Andrias? Maybe we're not the only ones who need to let go of old memories.
Nonsense. The past means nothing to me.
Lying. Why must you lie?
Gotcha, bitch.
I'm disappointed, Beryl. Shouldn't a new Tokyo guard always be
Beryl.
aware of his surroundings?
Shouldn't Amphibia royalty know never to put a toad in a headlock?
Wait a minute. Is that,
Beryl.
No,
Oh, yeah.
the voice.
Note for you. But it's work, so I don't
Jason
know what's
Ritter.
bothered.
Oh, Dipper.
Dipper. Yep.
Good messages for each other. She's in the garden. Come on, let's go.
I have just perfected a dance that mesmerizes any creature that watches. Behold.
Oh, that Anne's dance?
No, that's the one that Sprig taught her to
Yeah,
hunt.
that's
So
what I'm
she's
saying.
So she's definitely an ancestor.
Yep.
then.
Lost man.
Aw.
What?
See, even the strangest interdimensional animals love it. Say, what you got there?
Oh, I almost forgot. Your surprise. Ta-da! An official portrait of us.
What's the occasion?
Dad's appointed me to lead the next invasion.
Huh.
I never would have made it this far without you guys. Thank you. I mean it.
Aw, thank you, Dre.
You notice the color
What are we
scheme.
standing around for? We gotta celebrate.
Shit.
There you are, son. Come with me. We have much to discuss.
We'll catch up with you later, Andrias.
Dad's even bigger than he
It's
was.
time to say goodbye to those childhood friends of yours, son.
What? Why?
Because you're about to become king. It won't be long before those two start asking for favors. Friendship doesn't last, son. Now, let me show you something that does.
So this is a family inherited thing.
Behold, the core. It contains the combined memories of our greatest minds, including your ancestors. Now, about your mission. We'll be invading a medieval world called Earth. You must exterminate the savages there so that we can mine their planet for its resources.
Huh.
What? Wipe out a whole race? Doesn't that seem a little extreme?
Invading other worlds is expensive, and we need all the resources we can get.
Wow! So it's already official? It's not announced yet, but yeah.
Then I bet you'd get in big trouble if anything happened to this, huh?
Okay, guys, come on. It's important.
Oh. Oh shit.
See through time!
Literally. There's a comet too.
Leaf, you okay? What happened?
I saw something. Andrias, if you go through with this mission, if we continue to use the box, I think Amphibia is doomed.
This is Sozin's comet.
I think the music box was giving me a warning. As a gardener, I know the dangers of messing with a fragile ecosystem. And I believe by interfering with other dimensions, we have upset the ecosystem of the multiverse. We have to stop using the box.
Madness. But how will we invade?
So they know about the invasions.
Nonsense.
those cowardly Ons. You speak of fate and warnings, but the stones are our sacred birthright. They are unique to our world and proof that only we are destined to conquer.
But, Your Majesty...
Silence! The expedition will continue as planned, with the prince presiding. This council is adjourned.
Thank you for hearing her out, Father.
No, thank you for bringing this to our attention. Now we know the gardener is a traitor.
Wait, what? No, Father. She's not a traitor. She's just worried.
You've had that key less than a day, and suddenly your friend wants to dictate how we use the most powerful object in the world. I warned you about this. It won't be long before I join the Corps, son. Our people will be counting on you.
Well, that didn't go great.
Yeah, sorry.
But that's okay. You're in charge. You can just decide not to use the box.
It's not that simple, Leaf.
I know it won't be easy, but we have your back. See, together we can use your power for good.
Look, Leaf, maybe you should just focus on gardening and leave the ruling to me, okay?
It's gonna be like that, huh?
Ouch.
Sorry, that was harsh.
No, I get it. Friends?
Friends.
Show them the key, son.
Oh, yes, of course.
Oh boy.
Be right back.
Interesting they have the robots
What are you
running.
doing?
If you won't stop this, I will.
Don't! Wait, no!
Oh, is that the ghost things?
For the armor!
Yeah.
I'll cut her off! Stop right there, Leaf.
Well, let's get out of here.
Yep, yep.
That came from the garden. Leaf.
We must
I wonder if that's the Moss Man that Anne and Wally saw.
Can't stay in Amphibia.
The box has left this world. It is lost, and with it, our legacy.
I promise you, I will do everything in my power to right this wrong.
According to the Alm prophecy, the box will return. When and how is impossible to calculate, so we will wait. We will bury and preserve our glorious civilization until our birthright has returned to us.
That slippery little frog has ruined everything. Her and her kind will need to be kept in line. And as for you, you failed me as well. I'm having you reassigned. You will travel to the outskirts and defend villages. Now, get out of my sight.
Your Highness?
All right, you did it. Gold star for you, bud. But now that that's taken care of, who's ready to finally start invading Earth?
Ready? After 1,000 years, I've thought of nothing else.
Why, son, I think I'm almost proud of you.
So that's what the core is, a hive mind of all of his ancestors.
And perhaps what created the Calamity Stones, hence why Anne said that she felt like a darkness in the power.
I suppose so. I mean, they are calamity powers. They draw off chaos. So, yeah. Woof. Yeah, I knew shit would get serious. Granted, I wasn't expecting the first half of this to be another silly adventure. I mean, at least they gained an ally, and at least now we have a hint as to what other creatures Andrias has on the side that they'd have to face later on. So there's that. But, yeah, the second half of this is really where the focus is, because, woo boy. Alright, so I guess how to break this down. I guess we'll start with Darcy first. So, she's basically Marcy, just with evil intentions. So, Dark Marcy.
I mean, basically the hive mind took her over, but is still keeping her quirks and things.
I guess it's just ingrained in her body. There's really nothing they can do in that regard, because I figured they retained some of her klutziness.
True, but they seem to also kind of relish in it, too.
Well, I guess because it's been God knows how long before they inhabited a proper body. So, you know, they're just relishing the fact that they can eat, they can move, just do whatever. I mean, I can understand that. But yeah, the revelation that the core is filled with all of Andrias' ancestors, he basically has 1,000 voices of his family just whispering for him to do this bad shit in his ear constantly. It's like no wonder Andrias turned out the way he did. Even so, it kind of sucks he wasn't more willing to stand up to them in that regard. And I get it. His dad was overbearing, insisted that they do this, insisted that he take up the legacy. But you think since he knows how things are done from others' perspective and stuff, given the different friends he has, he'd have more of a well-rounded view. But then again, he probably did have low-tier, like, megalomaniac tendencies like the rest of his family, so I guess it couldn't be helped. Still sucks, though. And I get it, he felt betrayed, but at the same time, what Leaf saw, you can't ignore that. Frankly, I'm surprised she didn't tell him to, like, try to touch the stones themselves. You'd think if they did, they would get the vision, too. Unless something about her particular special. I think it's a good theory to assume that she's definitely an ancestor of the Plantars.
Very much so, if not a direct.
I mean, she basically looks like Sprig, just a girl. And I mean, you saw the dance they did. That's the dance they used to hunt. Plus, you know, she's a gardener and Pop's a farmer. She has a plant name like Sprig. And then we finally got to meet Beryl.
Yeah.
The only thing we knew about him really was his hammer, and that it was like so heavy that it took someone like real special to lift it, aka Sasha and Grime.
He didn't seem like so aggro as most of the toads seem to be. I don't know, I guess they developed that trait over time.
I guess once Andrias sent him away and he lost his best friend, well, two of his best friends, he kind of just went all in and maintaining the order of the toads domineering over the frogs. Because technically Leaf betrayed him too, like got him in trouble with Andrias, and now he can no longer have a palace guard, he has to be on the outskirts, basically bullying these villages into submission. I imagine that would have created some resentment. You know what the news kind of remind me of? The Urkins from Invader Zim.
A little bit.
Like, they're not as out there and, you know, obnoxious and stuff, but it's the same principle, really. They're invaders that go from planet to planet, like, slowly infiltrating until everything's dead.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think they're subtle about it. I think in this instance they were, because they were biding their time waiting for the box to show back up. But I think in this case, when they had power of the box, that this was just immediate invasion, suck up resources, don't even bother to get chummy with the populace.
Honestly, in that regard, it reminds me of Steven Universe, because that basically was the whole point of the gems. They, like the Urkins, were invaders that went from planet to planet, would drain them of their resources just to create more of themselves, and basically leave whatever planet they came across as like a hollow husk. And honestly, it has the same height system when you think about it, too.
Sort of, yeah.
They're the king, my tallest!
Yeah, but whereas the tallest rule based on who is tallest, this does seem to be a passed down rule versus going by just somebody who happens to be, you know, taller than the rest.
I know, but it's the same physical principle applies when you think about it.
Yes.
And again, it's the same thing with Steven Universe, too. The diamonds were the rulers, and they were the tallest gems out of everybody. And they kind of, the four of them were considered a family.
I guess it's just that whole thing of, you know, if you're in power, you look down on everybody else. Physical manifestation of that trait.
As someone who's only 5 foot tall, I resent that. Get me some more Napoleon rulers, goddammit. So basically, his father is technically still alive in the hive mind.
Yeah.
So I guess he's basically been bitching Andrias out for the last 1,000 years.
Of course.
No wonder he's so bitter. I would say some of the voices sounded really familiar. Like,
Yeah.
I know you pointed out a Dipper voicing Beryl, and it sounded like Malcolm McDowell like voicing.
I don't think
Little
that
Kid.
was Malcolm McDowell. I can even look it up.
And what was it? Leaf kind of sounded like a Marinette from Miraculous Ladybug. But again, I'm not sure.
I mean, it's possible they probably, you know, have from the same pool of voice actors, and it is a Disney property, sort of.
True.
Zeno Robinson was young Andrias.
Okay, I thought Andrias sounded a little familiar, so it's Hunter from Owl House. Kind of appropriate, you have someone of dual nature who works for the bad guy.
Sandra Lee Morris as Leaf. Sabrina, Rain, Comprix, and Pollen in Miraculous Tales of Ladybug.
So I was close. She's a voice on Miraculous Ladybug. Leaf is, anyway.
Jason Ritter as Beryl. William Houston as King Aldrich. Huh. He's been in Sherlock Holmes movies, and he's in Dark Souls.
How appropriate. Like I said, good voice work in this, in my opinion. And yeah, definitely a somber tone. You see this friendship between, like, these three different creatures that just got ruined because of politics and the need for them to invade. And
straight up greed.
Yeah, straight up greed. Because really, what purpose do they have to invade other than, you know, because they can? It's just, I don't know. I've heard people, like, make theories about whether or not Andrias is gonna turn this around, if he's gonna become good again. I want to say yes, just because I like him as a character. But in terms of his motives, in terms of his actions, in terms of his conviction to seeing all this through, I just don't feel like that's gonna happen.
That, or, you know, he redeems himself, but it costs him his life.
That's probably the only way I can see it. Either that or he gets banished to another dimension. Sorry, but Keith David characters don't usually work out well in the end, I hate to say. There are some exceptions, but we all know. I hold a sliver of hope for that, but I'm not gonna die on that hill. It's there's too much going on for us to make a proper theory of what's gonna happen at this point. What's the next episode?
Next we have We're Newts. We're manly newts. We're newts in tights.
Tights.
And Fight or Flight.
So we're gonna see a Robin Hood parody, possibly?
Maybe?
That'd be awesome. Well, it'd be add to basically all the groups that we're seeing now in Amphibia. I mean, we have the rebels that straight up oppose Andrias. We have the mercenaries that aren't loyal, but they're willing to sell out others for the sake of gaining
They're
life,
profiteers.
Andrias. Yeah. We have those the Ohms who, like, are separate from everything, like, true neutrals. And then we have, like, the Gary and his, like, cult that are pretty much in this for the beneficent of themselves. It'll be interesting to see how they do, like, this Robin Hood group. Ooh.
I wonder if Lady Olivia and Yunan are involved in sort of a coup.
I would like to see that, and actually I had a thought, too, of who we might see, just because I was thinking of it. Remember that teacher they had that taught him how to fight? Like, I know he was a bad guy who used them and stuff, but when I think of, like, you know, a swashbuckling, like, anti-hero, I thought of him for some reason.
I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, if freaking Gary comes back...
We're just bringing back everyone, so we can bring back him. And
if Gary comes back, if Barry comes back, why not just pull from, you know, all the season one-shot characters?
And actually, it would be beneficial to Anne when you think about it.
Yeah.
He's the one that was just the only teacher that was able to successfully teach her how to fight and everything. What if he had one more trick up his sleeve?
What if we find Frog Seuss?
Oh, poor Frog Seuss. Well, he's off licking himself. just tripping out. He doesn't know what's going on. We'll have to wait until then. So until next time, I'm Kat MacBerrie.
I'm Doug MacBerrie.
And remember, everyone, we are Venom. We are Gary. Gary!